family. That was the first thing I saw right away, was everybody that works here, you can tell they're very close and they enjoy working. They enjoy taking care of the guests. My career is in human resources, so I pick up on things when companies do a good job at integrating human beings into the environment to make sure that there's a level of consistency, and everybody here is genuine, and it's really refreshing to see that. And even us as guests, immediately we made bonds and friendships, and we're all out there right now talking about staying in touch and coming back again. But you can really see that it's authentic and genuine.
So I think my wife sent me a New York Times article about it. And I read the New York Times article, and the orthodontist at the bottom, Reed Winkler, is my orthodontist. And I went in, I said, I didn't know you were a big surfer. He said, oh yeah, I've been going for like 10 years. I'm their most frequent returning guest. It's a great place. So I was like, okay, I gotta get into this. And so Yen and I were talking about how we're gonna do a surf trip.
I've always wanted to learn how to surf. I've tried a couple of times, had a couple of false starts, including one time where I ran into you.
Yeah.
And 18 months ago, I started planning my life as an empty nester because my daughters are going off to university. I was like, this is one of the activities I want to be part of my life going forward.
My brother came and did Surf Simply with his wife, I think a year ago, and he just like raves and raves about it. It's amazing, you have to go. And so, I don't know, just that level was like, he eventually convinced me.
I started surfing when I was about 19. I did gymnastics as a kid, but I quit around that time and I was looking for a new sport. I grew up in Hawaii, so I started surfing during summers back home.
You've been surfing a lot longer than I have.
Well, I started surfing in 1985. My wife and I learned together after we got out of law school, and we needed something to do. They wanted to find something we could do together, and it was a lot of fun. And then the kids came along and ruined it. And Emma and I have been surfing together for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she is just killing it.
Okay, well, I moved to San Diego 10 years ago from Phoenix, Arizona, and I decided that I needed to check off the bucket list. So I said I need to take one surf lesson just to say I've surfed. And then I took that lesson and I loved it, so I kept going.
You know, just wanted to give it a go, and then started doing it and was terrible at it and wanted to get better. And then just, you know, when you start catching waves, and you're like, oh, I did something I've been trying to do for so long.
You feel it.
You feel it, and it's a pretty good feeling.
It's our 10-year wedding anniversary. We wanted to do a special trip, and this was like perfect for us.
Yeah.
Perfect.
A lot of my friends surf, so once I got through my coaching, I was able to go out into the water with my friends, and I loved it. And two of us started coming down to Costa Rica about 6 years ago, and it just turned into a regular thing. So I come here every year, and I started researching and finally found Surf Simply, and it looked like it was the right program for me. Jessie is an awesome coach. She was so encouraging. She saw me at some dark moments because I'm very hard on myself and I really want to improve. And every time I thought I couldn't do something, she would boost me up and tell me I could, and I did. Sometimes it was embarrassing just to see things that I did, but the good part was I didn't know I was doing those things.
The video analysis,
I think it's
super
so
helpful.
great. It's that is such an amazing bonus. Like, when do you ever get to actually talk about a video that you see of yourself and like talk about the mechanics of what you're doing right and wrong, and like it's so helpful. Also, just that I love the idea of like gas brake, gas brake, gas brake.
That diagram with the trim, accelerator, stall.
We've been working on turning my dysfunctional stance into a functional stance. And after some serious reprogramming, I think we may be there.
I did a lot more work in the whitewater because of the conditions, but that was probably good for reps, practicing turning, angle takeoffs.
The conditions were tough this week. It was pretty stormy and big, brutal paddle out most of the days that we were here. So what that meant was the coaching staff had to work that much harder to find, the seams and in the conditions where they could instruct us, and we'd have some chances to practice. And they took us over to Garza
Yep,
a couple of days,
times.
which was terrific, very different experience. And we got a higher wave count there, I think, than we did out here. But I can't say, this is my third time here, and I can't say enough about this experience. Surf Simply is in a class by itself. I've been to a lot of other surf camps, surf schools, and there's just nothing better than this.
Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. I think what I've been really I'm impressed by is just like every detail has been thought through. It's not just kind of the surfing, the surf coaching, which is amazing, but like the food and the drinks have been super good. The organization of everything has been really thoughtful.
For me, definitely the stretching, because I'm so stiff that I love that room and the fact that it's always available.
Yeah.
And so I'd have,
You'd be in there like hours and hours a day,
I needed to be there hours a day.
So yeah, I don't know. It's more than just like what I imagine a surf camp to be. A surf camp is just like, oh, you go surf and then you hang out. But this is like, feels like a sense of community, both with the people here, which is really nice, but then also like the staff and everything. It feels very feels very easy to feel comfortable here.
And the food is fantastic. I am both a foodie and a very picky eater with some dietary restrictions. And I've been to other surf places and always kind of struggled with the food. Here it was fabulous. So I was thrilled about that.
It seemed very intentional, right? Like we have this communal living space, we're all eating together at set meal times so that we'd become friends with the people. It seemed like a intentional community, familial setting, and it worked good. We got a really
that it works. It
Yeah,
really does.
I really like
and
it.
like you can tell that the staff here are all a family, and everybody appreciates and cares about one another, and you guys all work together amazing and are friends, and it's just the vibe couldn't have been better. Really, this place, they've built something really awesome here.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's really special.
Love watching how teams work. And I was really impressed with how the staff works together. It seems to have a similar ethos on what you're all trying to accomplish.
It seemed like a very flat organizational structure. Obviously, there are managers and bosses, but it was very low ego leadership that we kind of saw, at least front of house.
Yeah.
And, you got the impression the culture was, throughout. So
If you're fooling us, you fooled us well.
The massages were great. The facility is amazing. It's great being able to walk to the beach.
I mean, everything was centered around helping your body recover and be fueled up.
And what's better than being in Costa Rica?